Hi, my name is Valeria Flores, and today we're going to go over Unit I, Concept 2, Graphing Logarithmic Equations. And in this equation, we're looking for the h and k values. We know that the h values comes from this number, which would be -3. The k value comes from the last number, which would be -2. Knowing these values, we can move on to asymptotes. The key points we'll come back to later. Okay, and we know that for exponential equation that y equals the k value, and since exponential equations are the inverse of logarithmic equations, we know that we'll use the other value, and that's not k, so we would use h, and it would be x equals -3. Okay, and then once we know that, we can look for the x-intercept, and to find the x-intercept, we know that y equals 0. So we substitute in 0 in the y value, and we solve. So we move -2 to the other side, which becomes 2 equals log 2 of x plus 3. Okay, and then after that, we exponentiate to cancel the logs. So we add a 2 down here and a 2 down there. This cancels out, and this becomes 4. The 4 is down here, and then we just solve normally. We subtract 3 from the other side too, and then your x would equal 1. And we have to remember that for the x-intercept, it's an ordered pair. So it would be 1, 0, and that would be your x-intercept. Okay, moving on to the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we know that x will always equal 0. So we substitute in 0 in the x, and then we would get log base 2 of 0 plus 3 minus 2. We simplify it, log base 2 of 3 minus 2. And since we don't know the actual answer for this, we'll plug this into our calculator in the way of natural log of 3 divided by the natural log of 2. And okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to plug in natural log of 3 divided by the natural log of 2, and that equals 1.5849. But we're not done there yet. We still need to subtract 2 because that's still there. So we subtract 2, and that gives us -0.41, and that would be our y value. But that's not the answer. We're not done. So we need to put it in an ordered pair. So it would be 0, -0.41, and that would be our y-intercept. And then we know for logarithmic equations that it will always be -infinity to +infinity. So that's the easy part. And for domain, we have to make sure that your asymptote is in here. Your asymptote is part of this, and it would be -3 to +infinity. Okay, and to graph the logarithmic, we have to plug it into our calculator and get some key points. These right here. So what we would plug into our calculator would be, we would go to the y equal screen, and we would write, we can't write log base 2 of x plus 3 minus 2 in our calculator because then it would just say error. So what we would plug in would be the natural log of x plus 3 divided by the natural log of 2 minus 2. minus 2, and we would go to our table. So second table. Okay, and this is our table. And okay, so negative 2, I had already chosen the points. So negative 2 would equal negative 2. Negative 1 would equal negative 1. 3 would equal 0.58. And 5 would equal 1. Knowing these points, we can then graph our logarithmic equation, and it would look a little like this. We have to make sure to plot our x-intercept and our y-intercept, remembering that our y-intercept is 0, negative 0.41, and our x-intercept is 1, 0. So 1, 0, and then they're right there. And we have to make sure that our asymptote is drawn, and this would be negative 3. And that's how you graph a logarithmic equation. Okay, bye.